I have just sat down and filmed a whole video that wasn't even filming. Oh well, here we go again. Hello, it's Kate, and I'm having a crisis. Let's talk. Hello everyone, my name is Kate. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about self-doubt, especially as an artist. And so if this is not something you're interested, just go on to the next video. But if you are, and maybe you also struggle with this too, whether or not you're an artist, but you just struggle with self-doubt in anything that you do or you make, anything creative in whatever sense that may be, then definitely give it a watch and leave a comment as well if you feel the same way and you just want to reach out and be like, me too, because I'm feeling that today. And I was actually going to sit down and film a different video. I was planning, a whole thing art related and all that exciting stuff, because I haven't done that on here before. But then I was just stopped by all these kinds of feelings and emotions of you're not good enough, you can't do this, self-doubt. Oh my goodness. Stops you from doing so much. I think about all the art that I could make and everything I would do if I could just approach it like when I was a kid. Like I think back to when I would just make stuff completely oblivious to the fact that there was a sense of process and product, or that people valued product more over process, or that the final result mattered more than just following that joy of it. Whereas now I feel like it's so hard to just sit down and just do something without any feelings coming up of, can I really do this? Or am I really good enough? Picasso talked about how that one of his goals was to try and get back to how he used to create as a child. And I feel like I totally agree with that, of having no time constraints, having no linear progress, no product-driven incentive, where you just follow that joy and that excitement with no thought to, is this line straight enough, or is this gonna look good enough, or will I impress people, or am I really an artist? For me personally, something I struggle with is like, well, if I'm an artist, I have to be a good artist in order to call myself an artist. And it almost doesn't matter if people tell me and say, like, oh, you are a great artist, that is a beautiful piece of work, because I don't hear that from myself. Especially for me, like I've started to put myself out here onto the internet as someone who does make art. I've made my website, I've set a Patreon, I'm starting my YouTube channel. It's a lot of pressure because then I feel like, am I really an artist? I'm telling everyone I'm an artist, but what does that even mean? I don't think about other people this way. It's more of like just like, it's more of a me problem. What am I saying? Other people struggle with this as well. The self-doubt is a real thing. Think about like the fear of not wanting to show someone something you've done, or maybe being just scared to sit and put your paintbrush onto the canvas and paint something. Why is that so hard? Why is that so scary? And why is there so much product focused judgment as well? And there's no rules about how the process should be. There is no particular way that it should look like, yet I always still feel that something in the way that my process isn't good enough. And that core belief is incredibly damaging, because then I don't want to sit down and make new work because I'm too scared. But I'm an artist and I'm a maker and I need to be doing that. So I always just feel super frustrated at the same time. I unfortunately do play the blame game like everyone else. I'm like, well, who does it come down to? And it probably comes down to capitalism, because capitalism doesn't like creativity. And I know capitalism is like a big word that everyone always brings up in their conversations as something to blame, but I truly think it is, because capitalism doesn't value process. And if we valued process instead of product, then I don't know if we would feel that same pressure. Because if you think about, let's say, AI, that's really taken on. And that's only taken on because capitalism loves it. So everyone else has taken it on in the same way because it's a generator. You want an image, you type in your words and it comes. You want an answer, you type in your question and then it also comes. There's no sense of the searching. Like, before the internet, when you wanted to find something out, you went to a library, you found a book, and you looked up the answer. Or you had to find someone who you knew who knew the thing. There was no such thing of just looking it up and in 0.3 seconds you have 15 million answers. And what encourages that? Capitalism. And I feel like the exact same thing has happened with art. As artists, I think being aware of the effects of time and product, if every single time I painted something to completely not show anyone, or maybe completely paint it over black and be satisfied. Oh my goodness, the work that would take. Because subconsciously I'm thinking, no, I'm making this in order to hold up the thing and be like, here it is, here's my work. This is now has value, whereas before it didn't. Whereas if you think it's completely based on process, just having fun, that changes things. Especially as an artist when you are making money from your art. That even complicates things because you're trying to work in a capitalist mold while also at the same time trying to create in a non-capitalist mold. It's exhausting. I guess with all of this, because I'm kind of just ranting away here, is to say that self-doubt is normal. And I feel shame around the fact, a lot of shame and guilt that I struggle to just have an easeful flow when I creatively work. But it's totally okay. No wonder I feel this way. Saying that is so relaxing to be like, of course. Makes sense. Wonder why. Obviously. And I think that's why having an artistic community is important, because it can also be isolating. And also not talking about these things is isolating. But I really wanted, when I started this channel, was to create a safe space for honest conversations. So here you have it, an honest conversation right here of how I'm feeling today. So my goal is I'm going to follow that childlike instinct. I'm going to follow that childlike joy because I know in my heart that I love making art. That's never going to change. But it's about remembering how to create again, I guess. I guess I've learned or adapted my method of creating to a way that isn't as sensitive. I've tried to be really strong, being really kind of, all right, well, let's just get this done then. Or not even sharing my feelings of sometimes how hard it is to get it done, or just to start, or to mention that, you know, around other people too. I'm an artist, whether or not I show anyone anything I do, which I'm gonna have to learn to accept that, because for a long while, like, I had to show other people what I did in order to think of myself as an artist. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to tell myself, that we are artists, whether or not we show our work to anyone or whether we are perfect enough. That's something we carry inside. Making artwork is a sacred and beautiful process. I want to encourage other people to have those honest conversations. So I think I'm really glad that I sat down and I haven't had it all with you, because otherwise I would have been pretending something that wouldn't have been true. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I am in a bit of a sensitive place with my artwork, but that's okay. Remember, you are beautiful, you are artistic, you're an artist whether or not you create lots of things every day. You have a beautiful process, value your process, take it seriously and take time for your process, because that is what matters. Leave me a comment if you are struggling or do feel the same way. I want all the strugglers to get together, all the people who feel like they're stuck and they can't get through this wall between creating something and all these feelings of not being good enough, worth, self-doubt, all of this stuff. You know, we need to be a community, because the answer is not just pushing through it. The answer is talking about it. And the more we talk about it, the more awareness that we'll have for it. And then that means the more room we'll have to change things. And that's so important. So thank you for attending my little rant. Stay safe and well. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.